What's going on, YouTube? AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock here with another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. This time we're going to be going into the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 184, as well as results from my local and any more news that we have from Team Gradelock to your subscribers. As per usual, let's dive into the latest episode. Of course, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode yet, please pause, close the video, go watch that episode, then come back right here so we can discuss about it. Of course, if you don't want to do that, please click on the link in the description down below to get right to the results of our local. So, Ride 184, The Oath of Blue Flames. Now, let's just say it seems that it's been on a downturn of depression lately, especially in the last two episodes, where we see Miwa, Misaki, and now Kamui is actually going to be going up against Galliard. Of course, pretty much the trend that we've seen, these matches only last maybe about an episode, and then it completely dives in and says, wow, they all lost. Kamui put up a pretty interesting fight. The thing is, we didn't even get to see the grade 1 ride or the grade 2 ride as well. It really went to just the grade 3 ride, and then, okay, the Legion engine, or whatever you want to call it. Of course, Kamui managed to get a crit on his Vanguard because it's, with the swinging and standing and all that fun stuff. Then you also have Galliard, which is, hey, I'm going to be going in with Gold Paladins, my own version. But the thing is, also, when you get a person that's either, on the center column as the Vanguard, you get plus 3k or plus 4k and a crit on top of that. That's pretty good aggression right there. That's definitely one of the best ace units I've seen for Gold Paladin in quite some time. And Kamui did put up a fight, but the only unfortunate part is that he ended up losing, because Kamui apparently couldn't guard it, and Galliard got the crit, so therefore 3 damage onto a 3 damage. That kind of sucks for Kamui because we didn't even get to see much. Of course, you usually see the backstory that happens. So Galliard, he was, I guess, orphaned, and then he met this kid, gave him Garmor, the original, and Vanguard. And turned out, he saw the kid actually, his toy fire truck or whatever got taken away by, 2 of these bullies. So Galliard ends up going and confronting these guys, and then we get to see Galliard return the fire truck back. Seems like he got into quite a bit of a fight with them, because you can tell with, the black lines you see on his face. That was kind of a rough fight, but Galliard definitely kicked some ass there. And with Galliard now actually making a friend, and of course when he's winning events, winning at Vanguard, especially when he won the European circuit, he was just, wow, he brought back a whole box of Vanguard cards for everyone to try out. And, it was fun. It was like a second family. But then it actually, for me, it just hit me how this backstory really led up to each of these Clutch Knights pledging their loyalty to Aichi. Because wherever they were, whether in South America, whether in Asia, whether in Europe, Australia, America, no matter what, these guys have went through hell when Kai made the mistake of absorbing Link Joker into his own self and using it to take over the world, to be better than Aichi and Ren. And with Kai actually doing that, you realize that this is actually his fault in the beginning, and that all of this just happened to trigger it. And I guess this is a pretty good way to kind of just stick it to Kai, but of course, after Kamui loses his memory, he gets transported outside of Team Hansen's shop, and, of course, they go through the usual spiel with, Goki and his sister, and, the little avoidance. It's kind of sucky that Kamui got really the short end of the stick there. Of course, Miwa and Misaki both suffered the same fate, but Kamui, at least, it seemed like he didn't put up much of a fight, especially with the cards that he had in his hand. We could have maybe saw a perfect guard or something, but I guess they wanted to hurry it up so you actually get to see the next fight that's going to happen. So, after all that's done, Kai and Naoki, they end up arriving at the main room, where you actually see the throne where Aichi is sitting down at, and you also see Galliard. And, of course, each of the Quattro Knights outside of Sarah won their respective match, so you see the 3 seals still up. So, Naoki and Kai were so close to getting Aichi, but Galliard was there waiting for him. And it's kind of strange that Galliard, even though that the last match was his match, he managed to get back to the throne room first. So, in this part, we get to see Galliard say, look, you're probably the only, well, most likely you're the only 2 left. These seals, at least the 3 you see right now, they're still up. That means they won, and you are the only ones left. So now he challenges Kai or Naoki to step up to the plate to see if he can try and beat him. because of course they owe them their lives. They literally had Link Joker rings around their homes, around their their countries, their continents. And all these people that they looked at as friends, when they reverse, it's like a scary feeling. Of course, all throughout season 3, it's been like that, and it's hard. It's really hard to kind of pity them, especially after all the judgments they passed on to the rest of Aichi's mates. Especially when you go memory judgment, and that's a complete douche move. So by the time we get to see Naoki, oh, I'm gonna step up to the plate again. No, Kai ends up stepping in, and now he's gonna play Kagero instead of the Royal Paladins, which is gonna be pretty hype. I'm really looking forward to see what happens in this actual card fight. I really hope Kai wins this one, at least, because if so, then it's completely crazy. I don't know what the heck's gonna happen. If Kai actually wins this, I can't wait to see what happens when they face off against either Rati or Neve, and see them get memory judgment as well, or at least judgment, because that's what Naoki did on Sarah when he beat him. Now, this episode, kind of hype. I didn't see the preview for the next episode, of course. I'm just looking at the wiki. The Flames of Perdition. So it seems that we get to see more backstory, or at least more reasons, maybe behind the forming of the Quattronites, since we at least know their respective backstories. And then we get to see what's going to happen. Do we get to see Kai go in and just completely wreck face? Because when he rode that grade 3, the Vortex, that's already screaming out, Vortex Dragon all the way back from like set 1 or set 2. And just seeing that again, oh man, this is going to be the grade 3 Legion that we've probably been looking forward to for a long, long time. I really hope that this is going to be a good match. I hope that they at least show the grade 1 and the grade 2 ride, and maybe a few drive checks, because this is a really important part, since Kai is now the main character. If they don't do that, then they're probably hurrying up for something else. Maybe like a reset on the whole season and take it all over to season 4. Or maybe actually go through and completely wreck the Quattronites space in order to get to Aichi and Korn. So, this episode is definitely building up. At least they got the match started already. And I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen. Remember, I think Galliard, he already performed Legion already. So, usually, up until now, when usually the first person who performs Legion is done, is just loses, but of course we've seen a few exceptions to this rule. And that's why I would be very, very interested to see how this fight will play out. That's it for the episode. I hope I didn't miss out on anything, but of course, if I did, please feel free to comment down below and get a conversation started. And now that we're done with that, let's get right to the results of our local. As for the local results, I managed to participate in both tournaments, at least on Friday and Saturday, so here's some of the results. On Friday's tag team tournament, we ended up having 6 teams enter. I teamed up with Alex. He was running the Grand Azel Scissors of Gold Paladin, and I was running the Dimensional Robos of Dimension Police. In our game 1, we went up against Team Backpack. In our team, we called it Gems and Lasers, playoff of League of Legends. And so Team Backpack was Edwin and Carlos. Carlos was running Shadow Paladins. No, Edwin was running Shadow Paladins, and Carlos was running, I think, Link Joker. Yeah. And in that match, Alex got Gradelocked at 1. So it was hard for us to really catch up and really deal damage, because they managed to do Raging Form, I think, at least twice. And so that managed to be so much aggression we can't really do much, especially when I got the triggers ready on that ride and Persona ride. Superior Persona ride. And then game 2, we actually went up against Team Bandwagon. That's Jason and Miguel. Jason was running Avengers, and Miguel was running, I think, it was either Link's Joker or something else. I know it was definitely an aggressive plan. I'm not totally sure about that. But what really killed us in the end, they had enough Guardian power. Alex ended up using 6 counterblasts, 6, in order to buff everybody up by 10k. They had enough to guards, and they can actually take 1 damage. We didn't get a trigger, especially a critical trigger, in order to kind of secure the game. So we lost and we were already out. The top 2 tag teams, at least from what was reported from my friends, we managed to end up getting Ian and Burns. I'm not sure what decks they played, so if you know what they played, feel free to comment down below. And of course, Edwin and Push in the top 2. So it's pretty good to see 6 teams, at least 12 people, take part in the Cardfight Vangaurd tournament on Friday. on Saturday, we ended up having both Cardfight Vanguard and Buddyfight tournaments. In Cardfight Vanguard, we had less than 16, I know that. We probably had maybe 12, 13 people, which is an okay crowd. There were actually a lot of new players coming in too, like kids. They just got into the game using, the paper mats that they have, as well as, trial decks. And first game I went up against this guy, Ian, not, Ian the shortest Gradelock, but another Ian. He was running Shadow Paladins, but he had one break ride, like a perfect guard, and, trial deck. So I was able to kind of, overcome that because I was hitting numbers. Second game, I went up against Chris L, and he was running the Jewel Knights with Ashley. And my oh my, did I get my ass kicked. Because it's crazy just to see how he can just recycle his Ashleys over and over again and just say, alright, I'm gonna retire, I'm gonna Superior Call, retire, and retire. In game 2, after he beat me in game 1, very convincingly, in game 2, he managed to use 4 counterblasts in a row for Ashley's Limit Break and just completely overtake. And I really had nothing else to really drop down on the board because I wanted to go really aggressive, especially when I got the early crit triggers. But he had the control, and I couldn't really do much about it. The winning play that he did was actually getting rid of his Ashleys, using Ashley reverses Limit Break to retire my front row, and Superior Call another Ashley, sending the Ashley, whether it's pure or reverse, to the drop zone. Therefore, you can activate the Owl skill. So you return an Ashley, and you choose an Ashley on the field. That gets +5, and you can do it as many times as you want. So that column, even though they had a locked booster, she was swinging for 21k, and I couldn't do much about that. I probably should have went Crossfight to kind of mess up his numbers game a little bit, but I felt like I needed to go a bit more aggressive. On that note, when we go on to game 3 I ended up going against Alex, and he was actually pilot testing the Minerva deck that Jason made, and I managed to beat him because I had Daikaiser Break Ride, and he couldn't really guess what grade 3s I had in my hand because I was running 10, but at least with what was visible on the field, people won't really know what happened, or at least the opponent wouldn't really know. Okay, of course, yeah, you know now. I told you it's 10, but in the case of the opponent, at least at that moment, you don't know how many grade 3s I've been through. It's a minimum of 2 for if I break ride Daikaiser over Daikaiser, but you don't know where the other grade 3s are unless they've been damage checked or sent to the drop zone. Whatever the case may be, it was scary enough that he had to no guard it, and I got a crit trigger, and he was at 3 damage, so I managed to do 3 damage for the win. In game 4, I went up against Adam H. He was actually running Aqua Force, and I was Gradelock those games. I was Gradelock that one, and I couldn't do much about it. He managed to let me at least ride the grade 3 or whatever, but he got the game anyways because he was gonna stop me with Transcore and Glory Maelstrom to completely screw up my day. So it's good that at least he let me ride so we have a legit match, but of course he took it in the end. Top 4 that I know were Jason, Josh, Eric, and Ian. Ian, shortest Gradelock, not the other Ian. So pretty good to see Team Gradelock really repping the top 4, and see Eric really good at topping pretty consistently as well. So it's good to see that his Azel Scissors is actually working out for him pretty well. Then I know in the Buddyfight tournament that took place after, we had I think around 8 to 9 people enter, or if it wasn't 8 to 9, it was definitely less because we ended up having just only top 2. And so far, I got word that both Josh and Arturo both top. Josh ran Dragon World, Arturo probably ran Dungeon World, the build that won Nationals. Now that I guess the tournament results are kind of out of the way, here's some other news from Team Gradelock. Now, I know that we're trying to record more casual series matches, but we're also going to be recording more deck profiles. So if you want to see how Jason built the Minerva deck, we're going to be doing a deck profile of that, as well as a casual series match to complement it. In terms of other projects that we've been trying to do, Domino Pairs video. Finally, I have nothing to do after the tournament on Saturday, so I can stay longer and help set up for that video. I know that I already have all the questions in mind, and then we're also going to do another video just to at least go to Arturo and answer any of the questions that were posted in either the deck profile video or the casual series match that was featured in. I'll also put links and annotations somewhere around here. So, just feel free to just click on that when you get in. I'll also put the annotations up until the end of the video. Aside from that, I know that what's kind of kind of a moot point right now because of course Set 14 just came out, and big news is that Ashley's been pretty broken as I've described what happened in the tournament. I haven't seen Dauntless yet. I've seen Dauntless play maybe once or so, but not really outside of that. And the hype right now is actually for the Bermuda Triangle duos. And seeing both the white version and the black version, it's like, it's all the waifus kind of dressed up in like two different outfits, and it's cool, and I want to buy and actually make a duo deck. Uh, they're just too good, they're just really like aggressive because this set at least not only has a perfect guard but also a quintet wall as well. So you literally can make a Bermuda Triangle deck out of just the cards you see in that box, which is pretty silly because Duo is its own archetype and they supply way a lot for that. And the box toppers you get when you buy deck boxes, they're also pretty good as well, and they also come in the triple rare form. So you have Costume Change Alph, you have the Cross Ride for Coral, as well as Pacifica Break Ride as well. So it's no matter what, each box topper can be used pretty well in a very broken fashion. Aside from that, I'm actually going to be a bit more passive with uploading it. I know that the matches I haven't participated in it, or at least opened up for them. So I let at least Team Gradelock take care of that because I had a birthday party to attend to for a good friend, so I wasn't able to stay for that. Aside from what's going on at the locals, I see that Buddyfight's starting to pale out a little bit, but it's still keeping the strong format. I still love that fact that Game On is actually putting in work to get a Buddyfight tournament on Thursday going. So I thought that was actually pretty cool that Buddyfight is going to expand to another day, so it doesn't conflict with any of the other tournaments that we also play. Because a lot of people who play Vangaurd also play Buddyfight as well. And that's it for the episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. I hope that you enjoyed watching this episode. And of course, feel free to comment down below and get that conversation started. And don't forget to like the video as well and share it with your friends. Because I like to at least have a vlog where I can just at least talk to the Vangaurd community. And, just get comments, whether it's on the anime, whether it's on the local results, any of the meta, or even what videos you guys want to see next. But just to at least recap what we're going to be planning for this week. We're going to do a casual series match and a deck profile focused on Minerva of Genesis, and we're going to have a casual match to accompany that. Aside from that, we're also going to be planning to do a Domino Paris video, which is going to be Saturday, as well as Arturo's response to the Q&As that you asked in the comments down below, and both the casual series match that was featured in, as well as the deck profile. So we'll be able to at least focus on that for Saturday and get all that done. If we can actually record it on a Friday too, that probably could help save some time as well. Whatever the case may be, I hope that it's going to be a pretty productive week for Team Gradelock. Now, I'm pretty sure I covered all the bases now. So that's it for me. My name is AlphonZeus. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.